Welcome back to the Geeky Trader. Glad to have you here for another exciting live trading session. Today, I'm going to walk you through a really interesting strategy using the RSI Relative Strength Index, but with a little twist. Instead of using just one RSI, we'll be using double RSI to get even better insights into price movements. To set this up, I'll head over to the Indicators section and search for Relative Strength Index. Since we need two of them, I'll click on it twice. And just like that, you'll see two RSI indicators appear on the chart. Now the fun part begins, customizing them to make this strategy work effectively. The first thing I'll do is open the settings for the first RSI. Here, I'll change the length to 100 for a smoother reading. Then, I'll go to the Style tab and update the plot color to yellow. Feel free to pick a color that works best for you. Next, I'll untick all the options except for the plot curve to keep the chart clean and focused. Once everything looks good, I'll click OK to apply the changes. Now, let's move on to the second RSI. I'll open its settings, but this time I'll only untick Smoothed MA while keeping everything else in the Style tab unchanged. For better visibility, I'll set the plot color to a lighter blue so it stands out. Then I'll switch to the Inputs tab and change the length to 100, just like the first RSI. After making these adjustments, I'll click OK to apply the changes. You'll notice that both RSIs have the same length 100, but there's one key difference. For the first RSI, I've disabled the upper overbought and lower oversold zones. This tweak helps filter out unnecessary signals and keeps our chart cleaner. And that's it. Now we're all set to use this double RSI setup in our strategy. One last step before we're all set. I need to combine both RSI indicators into one panel so that everything is neatly organized and easy to read. How do I do that? It's super simple. I'll open the indicator properties, look for the option that says Move To, and then select Existing Pane above. That's it. Now both RSI indicators will be displayed in the same panel, making it much easier to compare them and spot trading opportunities. And with that, my setup is officially ready. Now, let's put this strategy to work and see how it performs. Let's break down my trading plan in detail. The strategy I'm using here is quite simple yet powerful. It's based on the relationship between two RSI indicators, the blue RSI and the yellow RSI. Here's how it works. When the blue RSI is above the yellow RSI, it's a signal to enter a buy trade because momentum is shifting upwards. When the yellow RSI is above the blue RSI, it's a signal to enter a sell trade because momentum is shifting downwards. Now let's look at what's happening on the chart. Right here you can see the blue RSI moving above the yellow RSI without even touching it. This indicates a strong uptrend, confirming that buyers are in control. And as expected, the market moves up sharply. If I had entered a long trade at this point, I would have been able to ride the trend and capture a significant profit as the market continued to push higher. But trends don't last forever. Eventually, the RSI lines cross over, signaling a potential trend reversal. Now let's focus on the current market conditions. The yellow RSI has crossed above the blue RSI, which, according to my strategy, signals a sell opportunity. This tells me that sellers are gaining strength and we could see a downward move. So, based on this setup, I'll now look for a short trade and take advantage of the price movement in the opposite direction. This method helps me stay on the right side of the trend and make well-informed trading decisions. One more important thing to keep in mind. When using this strategy, you need to adjust the RSI indicators properly so they align with the chart. If they're not positioned correctly, you might end up getting false signals, which can lead to bad trades. Here's what you should do. Manually align the yellow RSI and blue RSI properly so they reflect the market movement accurately. You can see in this example how the yellow RSI touched the blue RSI and then reversed. This confirms that the alignment is correct in relation to the price action above. Make sure to check and adjust the RSI every 15 minutes to keep it in sync with the chart. Once you've aligned it properly, turn off the auto option to prevent unnecessary shifts that could throw off your signals. Now let's see what's happening on the chart. The price is moving up, and at the moment, I'm seeing a $400 loss. But here's the key. I need to trust the strategy and stick to the rules. According to the setup, as long as the yellow RSI is above the blue RSI, the market is signaling a sell trade, which means a downtrend is expected. In situations like this, patience is crucial. The market may fluctuate in the short term, but if the setup is correct, the trade should eventually move in my favor. This is where discipline and strategy come into play, sticking to the plan and not letting short-term fluctuations shake your confidence. Let's wait and see how this plays out. Things are shaping up just as expected. The market has started to move downward, which is a great sign. It means the strategy is working just as planned. Now, my exit strategy is simple. As long as the yellow RSI stays above the blue RSI, I'll hold the trade. The moment they cross us over, that's my signal to exit. And the RSI lines have just crossed. That means it's time to close the trade and lock in my profit. Trade closed with a $125 profit. A solid trade, well executed. Time to jump into the next trade. I'm entering a long trade immediately because, according to my strategy, when the blue RSI is above the yellow RSI, it signals an uptrend, meaning the market is likely to move higher. Now, my plan is simple. I'll stay in the trade as long as the blue RSI remains above the yellow RSI. The moment they cross over, I'll exit. That's my signal to close the trade. All right, it looks like the RSI lines have just crossed. That's my cue to exit the trade and lock in my profits. Trade closed with a solid $415 profit. A well-executed trade. Now let's watch for the next opportunity. Looking at the chart, the blue RSI is still above the yellow RSI, which means the uptrend is still strong. That's a clear signal that the market is likely to continue moving upward, so I'll take another quick long trade here. Now, as always, I'll stay in the trade until the RSI lines cross over. That's my exit signal. All right, it looks like the crossover just happened. Time to close the trade and lock in my profit. Trade closed with a $61 profit. So far, with 3 trades, I've made a total profit of $601. Not bad at all. Sticking to the strategy and staying disciplined is really paying off. Now let's watch for the next setup. I entered a sell trade because, according to the strategy, when the yellow RSI is above the blue RSI, it signals a downtrend, which means the market is likely to move lower. Now, all I had to do was wait for the RSI crossover to confirm my exit. And there it is. The crossover just happened, so I'm closing the trade and booking a profit of $70. This strategy is proving to be really effective for scalping. Quick entries, quick exits, and steady profits. Let's go for one more trade. Following the strategy, I'm entering another trade based on the RSI signals. Now, all I need to do is wait for the RSI crossover. That's my signal to exit. All right, looks like the crossover just happened. Time to close the trade and lock in the profit. Trade closed with a solid $160 profit. 5 successful trades in a row, no losses so far. This strategy is working consistently well, and the results speak for themselves. Let's stay focused and look for the next opportunity. Now it's time to enter the 6th trade based on the same strategy. Let's see how this one plays out. As you guys have probably noticed by now, I placed this buy trade because the blue RSI is above the yellow RSI, which signals an uptrend, a clear indication to go long. All right, now I'm just waiting for the RSI crossover to confirm my exit. And there it is. The crossover just happened, so I'm closing the trade and locking in a profit of $310. This strategy is proving to be super effective. 6 trades in and all of them profitable. Time for the final trade of the session. I always remind myself that overtrading is not a good habit. It's important to know when to stop and secure the profits. So, keeping that in mind, I decided to take one last quick sell trade based on the strategy. As always, I patiently waited for the RSI crossover, and the moment it happened, I closed the trade, locking in a profit of $83. That's a wrap for this live trading session, guys. I took a total of 7 trades and locked in a solid profit of over $125, all in just 40 minutes. As you just witnessed, this scalping strategy works really well, giving quick and consistent results. But remember, always backtest any strategy before using it in live markets. Also, consider combining it with another indicator for even more confirmed signals and stronger trade setups. All right, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to go over the strategy last time with a quick recap. This will ensure you have a clear understanding of how it works and can apply it confidently in your own trading. By reinforcing these key points, you'll be able to spot the right trade setups, avoid common mistakes, and make more informed decisions. Hope you found this session helpful. Drop a comment if you have any questions, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more live trading insights. See you in the next session. Happy trading.